Hey, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to look at the Santevia's 5-stage water filter. And this is my personal water filter that I use. I drink water from here every single day. If you stick around, I'm going to tell you some of the benefits of this water filter. And we're also look at how to replace the water filter. This is the 5-stage water filter, and this is the ceramic pre-filter. I'll teach you how to install it. It's actually quite simple. You might be able to figure it out yourself, but if you want a closer look, then stick around. Here in British Columbia, Canada, we are blessed with some of the most luxurious water that comes down from the glaciers. We have a lot of rainfall, and some people don't like the rain, but we also have a lot of fresh water here in British Columbia. The water tastes great. Like, you can just drink out of the tap. I could just drink plain tap water. It's not bad. Like, the tap water here is drinkable. I would say this is the best tap water I've tasted in all of Canada. Dare I say maybe even the world. So we're super privileged to have really great tasting water here in British Columbia. If you live elsewhere, this filter is also great for you too. But even if you live somewhere where you have some of the great tasting water, there's still a little bit of chlorine in the water to prevent from bacteria and algae buildup and other things that you don't want in your water pipes. That's why you have this water filter that will help to pre-filter some of the things you don't want. And it will also go through this 5-stage filter. It will add minerals, because the thing is, water, it can be absorbed by the body, but when you add minerals that binds to the water molecules, it becomes more bioavailable for the body to absorb. And so you're actually going to be more hydrated that way. This has like a little faucet. You can just pour it out like that. So I would say that it helps to soften the water a little bit. Sometimes when you have plain tap water out of the pipes, it feels a little bit hard. Now, it's kind of hard to describe because you might think, oh, water is water. How like, you just have 3 states of water, right? Just steam or liquid or solid. But actually, water is surprisingly malleable and porous. Like, there's actually a lot of space between the water molecules. There can be trace elements that are in there as well. It can be oxygenated or deoxygenated. It's very complex stuff, and I'm not going to get into that in this video. But Santevia, their company originated in British Columbia. They're a Canadian-based company, and they still can distribute across Canada. I'm sure you could order it at different places around the world as well. But every time you buy one of their water filters, they also give back, and they donate 100 days of clean drinking water to Ugandans who are in water poverty. So we're going to take a look at the pre-filter first. Now, I've actually had this water filter for about 3 years now, and they do make glass ones too. So if you're concerned about the plastic, you can take a look at their glass version. They also have a pitcher version. Maybe the tower is too big for your space and you like the pitcher. I personally didn't go with the pitcher one because that one, I find like it just like a lot of forearm work. Like, I gotta lift it up and then pour it. I mean, this one, you can use 2 hands to refill it. I find this is just more convenient with the little spigot there. This ceramic pre-filter, it's getting a little bit yellow. It's very modular. So that's the lid. That's the ceramic pre-filter. And it's looking just a little bit yellow. They recommend that you replace the ceramic pre-filter every year. First step is to soak the pre-filter in cool water for up to 10 minutes. Grab a bowl, fill it up with some water. So now we have our bowl of water. We'll just set that down, soak the pre-filter in the bowl of water. Now, the next step after it's been 10 minutes, which it has been, we're going to take this out of the water, and with a clean scrub, or it says sponge, but I'm going to be using a scrub. You're going to scrub it. Just make sure that it's clean. You don't need to use soap, just water will do. Okay, so now that the pre-filter is scrubbed, you're going to take the little wing nut. So the nice thing about this water filter is that you really don't need any tools. So even if you don't have any tools, you're able to still fully assemble and disassemble. So you unscrew that wing nut there. There's just like a little silicone in there to help with the water blockage. It's like night and day. So this is why you should replace your filter after 1 year. To install it, unscrew the wing nut, and you'll see that there is not one but two silicone washers there. So you're going to take one of the washers out and then just one simple hole, line it up, put the other silicone washer on the top there, the wing nut, get nice and tight. Okay, so that's done. You could keep these as extra parts if you want. That's up to you. The 5-stage water filter now. There's actually two versions for this tower and the glass tower. This one doesn't filter out the fluoride. It's about $42. And then there is one that filters fluoride as well. And that one's about $50. So for about $8 more or $8 less, you choose which one you want. I decided to go with this one. Some people feel that fluoride helps with the teeth, and so there are certain benefits of having fluoride in water. And some people believe the fluoride is really not good for your gut, and so they want to filter that fluoride out. You make that choice yourself. Filters out contaminants, adds minerals, and raises the pH by 2 basis points. So say if the drinking water is 6, this can raise it all the way up to 8. So it makes it more alkaline. With our diets these days, it's quite likely we're having more of an acidic body type. Coca-Cola is highly acidic. I mean, if you're drinking Coca-Cola, you're probably not going to be drinking water out of this. Also stress. Stress actually increases the acidity in the body, making your body more alkaline. To find that balance is going to be better and more beneficial for your health and wellness. The black here is activated carbon, filters the chlorine. So there's a chlorine in the water and you don't want to have chlorine in your body. So if chlorine kills bacteria and viruses and all that other stuff, could you imagine what chlorine does to our bodies? We are also living too. KDF, that filters out the heavy metals, prevents bacterial growth. Because the water just sits here and you don't want to have the bacteria growing in your water. At the bottom here, there's balls in there that helps to restore the pH balance. So the zeolite in there, mineral rocks. Zeolite helps to improve the taste. So the first step is to run this filter under clear water until the bottom part runs clear. Well, how do you know if it runs clear or not? Well, if you just let it run into the sink, you're not going to be able to tell. So I'm going to run it into a bucket of water here, and I'll show you what the water looks like. Because there's active carbon in here, it's going to make the water kind of black, and you don't want to be drinking black water, okay? So make sure you do these steps before you install it into your filter. It's not just a plug and go. Like, there are some things you need to do to prepare so that you can have the best tasting water and also the best looking water. I mean, who wants to drink water that looks kind of dirty? You might think, oh, what's wrong with my filter, right? Yeah, that water is dark and murky. Yeah, I'll pour it into this cup here so you can see it. If I just pour a glass of clear water and compare it to the carbon water, you can see that it's very dark and murky. This is the clear one that's just pure tap water, and this is from the water filter that has not been fully prepared yet. There's still some carbon in there, and so we need to keep rinsing it. Here's a pro tip. You could just hold this with your hand for like 5 to 10 minutes, but there's a better way. You can also use just like a filter or strainer, one of these, put it over your sink, just like so. And now you can just let the water do its thing. And I have placed a little bowl underneath so I can see when the water is running clear. and it's getting better. Now, unfortunately, the next step means that you're not going to be able to use your water filter for maybe 4 to 6 hours. What you need to do is run 2 full filters of water through the top here, and then dump out that water, all of it, wash the bottom part thoroughly, and then add the mineral stones. Then it's finally ready to use. So that means I might not have water for like half a day. So this is the water that I've already pre-filtered. What I'm gonna do now is dump this out. This is good water, so I wanna save that because this is gonna be my drinking water for the rest of half of the day until the water filter is prepared and ready to go. So you can decide on where you want to store this good water. I'll just store it in my kettle for now. Once you fill up the kettle and you're trying to figure out where else to store the water, you can store it in a water bottle or maybe even just use a pot. Improvise. Use what you got. For some people, they feel like changing out the water filter is a waste of time. It is a bit tedious, but I assure you it's worth it because the water is really essential to all living things. Of course, you know this already. It's taught in biology 1. I guess. Yeah, you could go with Brita filters. Brita filters, so you just buy a pitcher and go. Probably don't need to do this process. And Brita filters are like 20 bucks. This water tower goes for about $220. The glass one is $320 Canadian. They do have a pitcher version as well that has the same 5-stage filter, just without this whole extra tower. So the next step is to screw this filter in, pop this top off. So all you do is you just screw it off. Now before I screw it onto the new one, I just want to show you the old one is not so gold anymore. It's turned into kind of like this whitish, murky whitish stuff. And then the KDF on this side here, it's still golden. And there's still some like dirt and carbon coming out. So that's why you cannot drink it out of the box. It needs to go through this preparation phase. In the old one, you can see it's turned white, and that's the heavy metals you don't want. So that's why you need to replace this every 6 months, because after it's absorbed all the heavy metals, it's probably not going to be doing as good as a job anymore. Wash this if you want. I really like how all the parts are modular, so you can really just wash each individual part as you wish. Then you screw this onto the 5-stage filter, like so. And then you'll just place that on top. We'll set this aside for now. So you're going to want to take the stones out and the calcium balls. I'm using the same strainer here. That's going to help catch all the mineral rocks and the calcium balls. Once that's empty, go ahead and place that back on. Then you place the 5-stage filter on. Yeah, the base is modular too. So like, say if you're traveling or something, when you receive it in the box, it's more like this. It's not this huge tower. It's all modular. And then we're going to fill the top basin up. Add these in later, but we need to prepare the water filter first. And again, we're going to be dumping out this filtered water because it's still going to have some activated carbon, and your water is still going to be a bit black and murky. Not too bad because we already ran it through the clear water, but we want to make sure that it's as best as we can. Okay, so this is kind of how I prepare my water. I fill it up to there, and then I usually place, it drips a little bit, so I place my finger underneath like so, lift it up, put it on top, my lid. Okay, so this takes maybe 2 hours to filter through, and then fill it up again, wait another 2 hours, and then dump it. And then we're gonna wash it. After you scrub the bottom part, you can add these mineral rocks back in. If you want to sanitize these, you could also boil them first before you place them back in. That's a quick look at how to prepare and replace your Santevia water filter. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. If you're interested in more videos on how to improve your quality of life, consider subscribing. Until next time, see you. Whoa. Oh, it's just a mess here.